Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast with Phil Graham. We help you master Facebook ads and give you an unfair advantage over your competition. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hey, what's up, podcast family, and welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast, episode 332. It's Phil Graham here. Today, I'm going to be talking about 5 surprising reasons why Facebook and Instagram ads fail and cost you money. So a lot of people either forget or don't realize, or they're just not good at the fact that success with ads isn't just about the ad itself. It's not just about targeting, although those things are super important. But you could do all those things perfectly. Most people don't, but you could still do all those things perfectly and still fail, because it's also about what's on the other side of the ad. The landing pages, the sales pages, the booking pages, and all of those types of things. I'll tell you, many advertisers fail with their ads because of those things. Many also fail because of the ads themselves and the targeting and the strategy and the evaluation of data. They're not good at that. You got to be great at all of it, but that's good that you're here, because these are some of the things that we talk about all the time. So I'm excited to share these 5 surprising reasons why ads can fail and these mistakes people make on what's on the other side of the ads, because I'm telling you, you do not want to sleep on this. If you're not optimizing your landing or sales pages or lead pages, if you're not doing things that you should be doing, and if you are making these mistakes, you're probably losing money. So today I'm going to be sharing the top 5 pro tips on how to optimize those pages, on how we do it anyway. And this isn't theory, it's based on tons of testing and data and experience. So I'm glad you're here. And oh my goodness, you guys, like, this is nuts. What is this? It's almost the end of September. We only have a few weeks left, and then it's October, and then holidays. I hope you guys are using this time to leverage ads to plant the seeds for a really successful holiday season, no matter what kind of business you are. And if you're not doing that yet, you should at least start doing that now, because it's a great time to do it. So before we jump into the content, just a real quick note. If you guys are looking for someone to run your ads for you, a pro that you can trust, or if you're actually looking to learn how to do this yourself, learn how to run ads the right way, for either one of those things, you can contact me by going to my website, philgrahamdigital.com, or you can DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital, and I would love to connect with you. So I'm going to jump right in. Let's talk about these 5 reasons why Facebook ads can fail. And again, all 5 of these are going to be focused on what's on the other side of the ads. It's going to be your landing pages, your sales pages, etc. And reason number 1 is going to be pages that have a cluttered layout. They're spammy looking. There's too many options, etc. That is very, very common, and I see it all the time. You do not want that. In fact, you want the opposite of that. When you send your ads to whatever page it is, whether it's a product page, a landing page, a scheduling page, a booking page, whatever it is, you want it to be very clean. You want it to be simple. You don't want it to be busy. You don't want a bunch of pop-ups all over the place. You don't want links so they could go to 5 different other options or places. You really want to give them just one thing to do. Think about Google when it comes to this. How did Google get so good? When you went to Google, about the only thing you could do was search. They didn't clutter that. They still don't clutter their page. It's got search, and then you get the search results. So remember, when you're creating your product pages or landing pages of any kind, make sure that, number 1, visually, it's not cluttered. You don't have too many things looking cluttered, all kind of clumped or grouped together. And then you don't want things looking spammy. And you just don't want to give too many options. Like a big common mistake people make is they'll give like 4 different places somebody could go on their page. You could be having a landing page to book a call, but then you can also have a link for a group and a link to check out this product and a link to check out this other thing and this other thing. You're giving them way too many choices. It's kind of like if you didn't know where you were lost and you came to the end of the road. And at the end of the road, there was 5 different roads you could choose. Okay. You could go one of 5 different ways and you had no idea which one was right. Like you might sit there for a while thinking, wait a minute, like, should I take this one or that one? Maybe I should take that one. I have no idea. And a lot of people essentially have indecision, which means and causes them to do nothing. Whereas if there was just one road or maybe 2 at the most, you're pretty much just going to take a road and see if it's the right one. You're going to take an action. If you have too many options, a lot of times people won't take an action at all. So don't make that mistake and don't have a cluttered layout. Number 2, another big reason why ads can fail is your landing pages, your sales pages, etc. They load slow. This is huge. This happens so frequently. And I'm telling you, people do not have a very long attention span. They have short attention spans, especially when they don't know who you are yet and they're just kind of checking it out from an ad. So you better believe if somebody goes to your site and it takes even a few seconds to load, that's slow. That's too long. That's probably costing you money. And you don't want that to happen. So you want to make sure that your site, especially the pages that the ads point to, you want to make sure that those load really fast. What I typically do is I go to I think it's called GTmetrix. I just Google site speed and GTmetrix comes up. I put my specific page URL in there and it gives me a score, tells me how fast it loads, and then also can give some suggestions if it is loading slow. You want to make sure that your pages are loading super fast, because if not, it is probably costing you a lot of money and opportunity. The third reason why ads can fail is your landing and sales pages are not formatted and optimized for mobile. Now, this really blows my mind because just about everybody practically views sites on a mobile device. I mean, they still can view it on desktop too, obviously, but if you look at the data, probably 80-90% a lot of times will be viewing it from a phone or a tablet, an iPad, something like that. Phones are obviously the most common. And it's just crazy how many websites, how many landing pages and sales pages don't look good on mobile. Maybe you built it on desktop, but you didn't check it on mobile. Or it's not even functional on mobile. Sometimes like you test it on an iPhone and links don't work, or it doesn't load properly, or there's things that are cut off. Like all these things, all these reasons can cause people to fail. It can cause ads to fail. It can cause you to make less money, whether it's from ads or not. And it's not good for you. It's not good for your business. So you want to make sure that you're testing all of your pages and your website on a phone, on mobile. Number 1, how does it look? Is it loading fast? Does everything look how it should? Is it showing up correctly? Make sure nothing's cut off. And then number 2, is it totally functional with no issues? And then number 3, also, is it usable? Is the text large enough on a smaller screen, like a phone versus a computer? You'd be surprised how many people don't realize that their site or their pages look horrible on mobile. Make sure that's not you. And if it is you, make sure you go fix it right away, because it will cost you if you don't. Number 4, this is a big one. A lot of pages fail, a lot of ads fail, because at the top of the landing page or sales page, typically there's not any kind of a hook or a connection with the audience of the community of your people who you're bringing there. And there's also no differentiation either. It's just essentially, hey, buy this or sign up for this or book a call now, without the important stuff first. And you might think that, hey, if you put it in the ad, you don't need to put it on the landing page. Not true. You absolutely need to have a good hook and some connection and differentiation with people at the top of your pages. Now, this isn't necessarily going to be the case in every single situation. Like if you're an e-commerce shop, it's not necessarily going to be at the top of every product on every page, but certainly on category pages and some of your best-selling products. And then obviously for everyone else who's not e-commerce, yes, whether it's a booking page, a download page, or a sales page, you should have some kind of a hook or connection in there, as well as that differentiation before you have whatever you want them to do, which would be right below it. That is so important, my friends. I can't emphasize that enough. You'll see so many landing pages and sales pages that don't have that, and that is a big risk. So make sure that you guys put that in there and test that, because it works amazing in our experience. And then number 5, so many pages and websites do not have what I call a credibility box or a trust box. It's not just about what you sell, but it's about who is selling it, whether that's you personally or you as a company or a brand. That is just as important. And too many people, too many advertisers only focus on what they're selling or what they're giving away or what they want somebody to do. You've got to have a credibility box on there that talks a little bit about you or your brand, what you stand for, why you do what you do, how you're different, what your experience is. And you want to do it, you got to thread the needle. You want to do it in a way that is not scammy, spammy, braggy, narcissistic. Like you don't want to do it any of those ways, but you can word it in a way that gets the message across that, hey, you are experienced, you guys care, or you have great customer service, or this or that. You can absolutely do that, and you should do that, because if you don't, it's a huge risk. And I think that a lot of people fail because they don't have that. I would absolutely have that on many different landing pages and sales pages. And then lastly, just a couple extra pro tips for these landing pages, because again, ads can fail for a number of different reasons. But at the top of your landing page, it helps to try and focus also on the pain point that your audience has that your product or service can solve. And any business has that. Doesn't even matter if you're selling t-shirts or coaching or agency stuff or you're a chiropractor or anything, no matter what you are, you can do this. And having some copy at the top that acknowledges their pain point and then talks about the benefits that you offer that can get them out of that from the start at the top of the page is huge. That's a great pro tip. And then also, not everybody can do this on every ad, but if your landing page or sales page can be somewhat seamless to whatever the ad is that got them to the page, that's also huge. That might mean you could do multiple like landing pages based off of the different ads you're running for different angles of ad copy or different products or services. There's a lot of different ways you can go about this. You don't always have to do this. Sometimes you can have core landing pages that kind of will work with a lot of different things, but sometimes having a seamless message from your ad to one specific page can make a huge difference. So make sure you try that too. So all of these reasons are important. Don't forget, you obviously still need to be great at targeting, at your ad copy, at data, at all that stuff. But this stuff is important too. And so make sure you aren't making these mistakes. And my friends, episode 332 is in the books. I've got a lot of great stuff coming up next week and in future episodes. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to get in touch, philgrahamdigital.com is the website, or you can DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital, and I will talk to you on next week's episode. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast. Please remember to subscribe and share this with all your friends. For show notes, more tips, and to learn more about Phil, please visit philgrahamdigital.com/podcast.